All right, here I have the April freshwater trout and redfin box. Let's dive in and have a look. Righto, first off out of this box, I've already picked out the first lure I'm gonna pick to fish with. Say that's gonna be this spin bowie tail spinner. Now, if you've never fished with a tail spinner before, these are a great search bait. Just a great all-rounder for deeper water, even shallow water, but great all-rounder. So they're a little lead or heavy head with a little spinning blade on the back and a single treble hanging underneath. So they do have a fairly fast sink rate as well. So you can cover a lot of that water column and pepper out a lot of casts, covering a lot of ground at the same time. So I'm gonna fish it exactly that way. I'm gonna be peppering out a lot of casts, let it sink to the bottom, couple whips just to get that blade spinning into a slow to medium wind. Another cast out and just cover a lot of ground. Now, if you're fishing shallow waters, like really shallow waters, I'm probably gonna jump over to this next one, which is the Pontoon 21 Greedy Guts. So this thing here is a little minnow style hard body. It is a suspending hard body as well, which is great because then that means you can rip it down, give it a pause, it won't float up and it won't sink down either. You can just pause it and let it sit there. Now this really frustrates the redfin. They will hit it on the pause or they'll come and look at it and hit it as soon as you start to retrieve it away from them. You can work this either on the edges and dams or in the rivers themselves. It's not really gonna matter, it's a great all-rounder. Now, if you're wanting to swap over to something that you can control the swim a bit more, chop and change the weight, I've got 3 different plastic options for you here. I'm gonna start off with the Samaki boom baits here. So this one here is a little curl tail grub style plastic. I'm gonna rig this up on as light of a jig head as I can cast. So 1/12 ounce to 1/4 ounce maybe, just so you get that nice slow sink and that tail is always gonna be doing its thing as well. Now, if I'm fishing the river, that's where I'm probably gonna be looking more towards the scale of 1/12 of an ounce or the lighter scale that I can cast. If I'm fishing deeper water, I'm probably gonna be going to the heavier side of the jig head. So 1/4 ounce, maybe even up to like a 3/8 of an ounce if I'm fishing really deep water. But you're gonna be fishing it the same sort of way. You're gonna let it sink down to the bottom, do a couple hops, or just straight into a slow to medium roll. But always you wanna let it sink down to the desired depth that you think the fish are holding at. Now, if you're fishing in an area that may have some larger species around, we do have another grub style plastic here in the Pontoon 21 Homunculus grub. So these are a bigger profile grub plastic, so a much bigger body with a big curl tail on them as well. So you're gonna fish them in a very similar style to your boom baits, but it's giving you a bigger representation of the bait that you're trying to copy. But if you want a different style of plastic to fish with, then you're gonna jump over to your mag bites. This is the mag bite snatch bite shad. So hence the name, it's a shad style plastic with a little paddle tail on the back. Now I'm probably thinking more deeper water for these. You can fish these shallow water. If you do, keep to those light jig heads. Maybe don't let it sink all the way to the bottom. Let it sink enough down though that you can then jump straight into a medium to slow retrieve, or a faster retrieve if you're going for some bigger trout and you got to get them chasing after it and wanting to hit this bigger plastic. If I'm going for the redfin though, feel free to let it sink right to the bottom, or where you've found some fish schooled up, might be on an edge as well. You can cast it into the edge and then slow to medium roll back. If you want to check out this box or any of the other boxes in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.